How would you like to consistently be making sales? Well, if you want consistent sales, you need to consistently be getting people into the beginning of your pipeline, because guess what? People don't hire coaches. They don't make course purchases. They don't make those kind of decisions like that. It's not unless it's like a $7 thing. It's not an impulse buy. They need to get to know you over time, which means a process. There is an actual sales process or pipeline that they need to go through. So I'm going to take my glasses off because it seems to be too much glare today for some reason. I'm standing, so it's a little bit off. Hey, Christy. Hey, Charles. Yvonne. Welcome. So we're going to talk about how to actually keep that sales pipeline full so that you can have consistent sales, consistent clients coming through the door, consistent new customers for your courses. So it's going to be a great conversation as you jump on. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello. Let me know that you're with me tonight. We're going to get into the meat and potatoes here and help y'all do awesome. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Okay, so Facebook, I don't know if you guys have had the same experience, but Facebook has been silly billy lately and hard to actually see your comments in Facebook. So say hi, let me know that there are comments, and then I'm going to go in on my computer and actually find the comments because I can't see it here. All right, so consistency. Now, number one, right? If you want to have consistent sales coming through, if you're going to have consistently getting in front of new people, getting them into that pipeline, that means you need a pipeline. Like, if you don't have a pipeline, there's nothing to get them into. There's no process or journey for them to go through. And this isn't going to work. Like you need a process, you need a journey. So when you generate a lead, when you have someone that's actually interested in what you do, they want to learn more, whether they're seeking to purchase something right away or they're just interested in that topic and are seeking knowledge, we need a process to get them to want to actually purchase from you, to nurture, to qualify, to move them through to a sale. If you can hear my puppy dog, let me know. He's got a cone over his head, so he can't use the doggy door, and he's barking outside. So my apologies. Okay, we do have some special stuff for you guys tonight too. We've got this amazing PDF guide for all of y'all. If you're on YouTube, then you can just click the link and grab it because your comments on YouTube, for whatever reason, disappear as soon as the live is over, which is totally lame and bad on you, YouTube, let me tell you. But for everybody else, you can just comment whether on LinkedIn or Facebook. You can comment PDF to get our newest little freebie that we put out for you guys, which is our guest speaking for high ticket clients guide. So it's a really cool guide that walks you through how do you actually use guest speaking opportunities systematically to generate leads, which obviously is on topic here of trying to get in front of new people consistently and consistently fill that pipeline to generate more sales, right? So if you want that, just type in PDF. We'll get that over to you. And if at any time tonight you're like, this sounds great, but I think I need some help with all of this, or I need help with how to put it together, or I'm struggling, or that's what I've been trying to do for the last 2 years and clearly hasn't worked yet, it's okay. I got you. Just comment info. We will chat. We'll see how to help you out with this. If you're on YouTube, again, there is a link for that. So, all right. Okay. Let's dive in. Okay. Number one, like I said, you need a pipeline. So what is the process that you're going to nurture, qualify, move leads closer to you? What is that pipeline? What is that process going to be? Now, the simplest version, the simplest thing you could possibly do with this would be just like social media platform. Like, do I advise doing it this way? No, I advise very different things. Shania, welcome. But if we go as basic or as simple as possible, maybe when people connect with you, you get everybody over to your Instagram and you are like Instagram queen and you're serving people and nurturing them through your content. Now, the pros of this type of pipeline is that it's simple. It's simple. The negatives of this is a very small fraction, like 1 or 0.5% or something of the people that actually follow you will see any given post. So you're really beholden to the algorithms and timing and all kinds of weird factors that go into all of this stuff. And it's not directly tied to you and even how good your content is. Because you can have really good content, which is lovely. But even if you time when you're doing it poorly, if you time it bad or you don't use the right hashtag, like there's so many reasons that it could not get the reach that it should. Whereas if you build a pipeline that includes an email follow up series, an email list, that is awesome because if you've done it well, you should have at least 20% open rate, which you're never going to get a post on social media where 20% of all of your followers see it. That's that's like the random crazy viral post that you maybe get once a year, right? Versus that email that you could send a couple times a week and get 20% of your followers, 20% of the leads, the people that you're trying to nurture, get them to actually open that email. Beautiful. That's wonderful, right? So, so kind of a step up from just social media pipeline would be an email list, right? You can have it, you could be really basic and you just are manually, like once you get them on the email list, you just manually send out broadcast messages once a week or something. Or you can build it out a lot more thoroughly and have a whole sequence or series that gets sent out, which covers all the objections, covers, helps them know, like, and trust you and all this kind of stuff. The goal, though, is not one or the other. The goal is actually to create an entire ecosystem of multiple touch points on multiple platforms to move people from leads to sales. So you want not just social, not just an email list. You want to be connecting with these people in many different ways over a series, over time, right? People need, that's one thing, we were in a room. It's wonderful. Every once in a while we get together with folks and we are no longer the biggest fish in the sea or in the pond, right? We start to, some really big names in this industry, which was lovely. And what everyone is seeing is that the number of touches and the sales cycle is getting longer. It's not that people aren't purchasing right now, but the sales cycle is typically getting longer. People need longer to make decisions because there's just more uncertainty in the world and the economy right now for whatever reason. So we're all seeing that. So you want to create a process, an ecosystem that, yes, they're going to see your social stuff. Yes, they're going to be on your email list. Yes, they're getting text messages. Yes, all of these different things where they are really getting to know, like, and trust you. Now, we still close deals within a couple of days sometimes of people getting introduced to us in the first place. So we do that, and it is high ticket. However, we're seeing more people take longer. Okay. So, there's always outliers and things, but I think that's really important. So if you're watching, what's your pipeline? How are you moving people? How are you generating those leads, nurture, qualify, and move them through to a sale? What does that look like in your business? And how do we optimize that to get as many people as possible through that process and getting them purchasing? That's really important if you truly want to help and serve people. So, curious on what you have set up at this point and what you're working on to improve upon to really create that entire ecosystem that serves folks. So, next, how do we keep it full? How do we actually keep that pipeline full? The only way to consistently be generating sales is to consistently be generating leads. If you're not consistently generating leads, goodbye any chance of consistently generating sales. Generating leads means getting new people in front of new people who are interested in what you do. They might not have credit card in hand, but they're interested in what you do, right? So one thing that people really fail to understand is you have to generate a lot of leads. A lot of leads. Typically 100 leads for 1 to 2 sales. 100 leads for 1 to 2 sales. So if your goal is to get a sale a week, Well, figure out how you're going to consistently generate 100 leads a week. If that's a sale a day, well, you know what your assignment is. So, what are some ways to do this? Now, we use a lot of ways to do this. A really big strategy for us is getting in front of other people's audiences. Yes, we have our own audience. Yes, we've been building, honestly, several audiences on multiple different platforms for many years. But we also know that there is a shortcut of getting in front of other people's audiences, cross pollinating, right? Coordinating. So, what are our two favorite methods for doing this? Number one is podcast guesting, hence the amazing PDF that I'm giving away tonight, which guides you through this process, how to get booked, and how to actually use those bookings to generate leads and sales. So, podcast guesting. So, you get on people's podcasts that have an audience that would likely be interested in what you have to offer. So, if you help moms recover from burnout or to get into their pre-baby weight or whatever, and you have the opportunity to speak on a mom podcast, big opportunity. Definitely take that as long as they have an audience, right? It can be a small opportunity if they don't have an audience, a big opportunity if they have a big audience. So, people that podcast or say that mommy podcast, maybe they've been building that podcast for the last 4 years and they have a loyal audience of tens of thousands of people that listen in with every single episode. And then you're borrowing that host's authority because they have you on as a guest. Now you're borrowing their authority, being in kind of the same room, if you will, for that interview. And you get their authority, right? And you get in front of the people who may be interested in what you have to offer. So it's a beautiful strategy. Again, type in PDF, we'll get you the guide on how to do this. Another way that I love to get in front of other people's audiences is social media. So we use extensively a lot of posting in other people's groups. Now, I'm not all weird and like breaking rules or anything like that, which I do not suggest in any way. I'm talking about having a subscription or playing the game where people actually allow you to post in their groups. So we have tons of groups that we're members of that allow promotion, whether it's free or you have to buy a subscription to do so. And we do. And I even have some groups that produce so well for us that not only do I have a subscription so I can post in it, I also have a membership for one of my team members so she can also post in it. And it's profitable. We make one high ticket sale a month minimum from that. And I think for the whole year, it's maybe $1,000 for the whole year. It's one of the more expensive ones, but it's worth it. It works really well for us. So I at least suggest, if there are groups where your people, your target audience hangs out and you have the opportunity to get to post and promote in those groups, do it. Some of the differences, if you've done this over time for many years, some of the differences that we've seen is you used to be able to do it with kind of like simple freebies, like nothing, earth shattering. What we've seen over time is that those freebies or giveaways to get people to raise their hands in those types of groups they have to be better these days. They have to be really, really good and exactly what people want. If you do that, you'll have, we had a post, I think it was last month, maybe the month before, over 1.1 thousand comments, not reach, comments on one of those posts. So it is very doable if done well. So I love these. Now, if you were going to do podcast guesting, what kind of frequency do you need to do to consistently fill the pipeline? I'd say, honestly, some people say one a month. I'd say one a week. Okay. You have to have patience with this because there's the process of having someone agree to have you on, and then you schedule the interview, and then you do the interview, and then they schedule the podcast to be released. So it might be, we've had podcasts that we've done where it's been 6-8 months from the beginning of the process to when the episode actually airs. We've had other ones that are very fast. Like our podcasts are relatively fast. Usually within a few weeks, you'll be published from when we first get introduced through the process, depending on which of our podcasts you're on. There's more of a wait list on some of them. But you need consistency. If you want podcast guesting to work for you and the huge opportunity that it is, not only just to get in front of their audiences, but also to network with the hosts. There might be amazing networking opportunities where they have customers or other, like their email list or something else that would love what you have to offer, and it doesn't compete at all with their offer. Ooh, sounds like a great affiliate situation there, right? So definitely love podcast guesting, but be super duper consistent. A minimum of one every single week. Okay. Minimum. If you're going to be posting in other people's groups, you also have to be really consistent. And what we've seen make a big difference is your personal posts. What you're posting on your personal page needs to be really good, or at least really consistent and getting people to talk. If I am being really good about posting a couple times a day and I'm asking questions that get people to answer me on my personal profile, and then I go into one of those groups that I'm allowed to promote in and I offer something for free, well, the algorithm's going to show my stuff a lot more if they see me on my personal profile getting a lot of engagement. So if you want to use that strategy, you must be you must be posting a couple times a day on your personal profile, and always have at least one good question a day to encourage people to engage with you, even if it's not business related. It doesn't have to be business related. Just get people talking, because when you do that, it tells your algorithm, hey, she's good at starting conversations. People are enjoying her content. Oh, she just posted in this group. Let's show it to a few more people. So I can't tell you how much money we have made in our business from this exact strategy. So I highly encourage you to start doing this. Okay. Those are probably two of my favorite free or low cost ways right now to do this. Yes, having your own social media content, all of that's good. It's slow though, right? And I feel like for most people, it's more of an authority builder when they see you on a podcast or when they see you posting in another person's group. Well, and then now they go back to your personal profile and they actually see more about you and what you do. Makes sense, right? So suggest that. Going faster. If you're doing those things and you're like, okay, I'm being consistent, I'm on at least one podcast a week, I've got my social media, I'm posting in a group a day or however you set it up, and you want to go faster, okay, paid ads. If even if you're spending only $5-10 a day, what if you just took a video, or like a really good piece of content that you've created with a really good hook that's really engaging, $5 a day, just put it out there to get people to watch it. You're not having this big call to action. It's not like, a lead gen thing, but it's just awareness. And you start building that awareness, and now, let that run for a while, and now start another campaign where you're retargeting the people that actually watch that video for however many seconds or whatever it is. Retarget those folks to now generate the lead, offer them a free lead magnet, a freebie to get them in your system, free giveaway sort of thing, invite them, retarget them for an ad to get them into your challenge or your webinar that you're working on or whatever else. So there's all kinds of opportunity here, but I would do those two things first. Okay. All right, guys, I will be back next Monday. Again, if you haven't grabbed it yet, type in PDF in the comments and we will get you our guest speaking for high ticket clients PDF. Robert, Annabelle, Say, Lyle, Christy, everybody on. Thank you so much. Say hi. Let me know in the comments that you're here. Honestly, just to say thanks, put it in there, because then the algorithm, again, right, we got to play the game. If you like what you're hearing, if you're actually watching someone, you should be commenting on it because then that tells the algorithm, it'll show it to more people in our group or wherever we're posting. So guys, I will be back. Hey, Doug, good to see you. I'll be back next Monday, same time, 5:30 Eastern. 4:30 Central, 2:30 Pacific time. If you have any special requests that you want me to cover, make sure to put that in the comments. Let me know what your requests are. And again, grab that PDF, type in PDF, info Robert. Let's talk. I'll send you a message right as we finish up here and we'll rock and roll. Have a blessed night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.